Welcome back to a preview for the culmination of the Australian Cup Carnival at the Meadows this Saturday night. 3 Group 1s to be run and one. We've touched on the Australian Cup and what that looks like. Now it's time to hone in on the Group 1 Rookie Rebel over the 600 metres. And Corey Smith, look, when I saw the nominations on Monday, there was 27 of them. I mean, I opened that up and thought, there's a stack there. It must have been a real headache to tear apart. Who was going to end up making their way into the field?
Yeah, as a club, when you get those sort of nominations for a hand-picked field, you're nice and excited because it means that the trainers are supporting it. The trainers want to win this race and they want to add themselves to this sort of honour roll. You get some greyhounds stepping up, greyhounds stepping down, Patch, and it's a fair honour roll, as most Group 1s are. But the Rookie Rebel, it just adds so much intrigue.
100%. We love 600 metre racing, and the combination between some stronger ones stepping back from the 700 metres, some sharper ones over the sprint stepping up. So it's a real theme throughout this honour roll.
Yeah, I love going back in time and seeing the likes of Fan of Bale, but Dinah Double One is a dog that wins the Melbourne Cup in arguably the best race that we've ever seen against Fernando Bale. He steps up to the 600 and dominates as well. So there's so many different form lines, so many different stories that come out of a 600 metre start. The bend start's obviously unique and it makes a little spanner in the works in terms of the box draws, but it is so good seeing these dogs step up from 500 or even step down from 700.
And the field itself, it's a good contest and a hard one to tear apart, and the betting market is wide open as well. And there we see it with, I guess all eyes go straight to the top. Palawa King, great to see the King back at the Meadows and back on the big stage.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see him back. He's a 5-time Group 1 winner and he has one of those racing styles that there's nothing better than watching that, to be honest, Patch. He's just an absolute superstar. But then you look through the rest of the field, there's quality throughout, there's speed out wide, and there's a couple of dogs that like to shift up the track that are drawn lower. Ethanol Volume, Shake It Off, both want off the track. So sometimes that can throw a little bit of a spanner in the works as well.
Let's hone in on some of these main contenders, the first of them being the King, Palawa King, where 12 months ago he was a winner of the Fan of Bale Stayers here, Smithy, in one of the biggest runs you've ever seen. There he is wearing the yellow rug.
You could be forgiven for thinking he had James McDonald on board in this run. He's box number 5. He was out last. He's second last at the moment. They've just got over a lap to go, and you've got some serious quality leading these sort of races. You've got Drill Sergeant out there, who's a Group 1 winner in his own right. Palawa King just bursting his way through, or trying to burst his way through. The jockeys are trying to keep him tucked in on the fence, and he takes off here. But this is the most intriguing part of his race. He's 3 wide, and he goes, oh, I'm not sure about that. That's a little bit too tough for me. I think I might prefer to be on the rail, and he tucks back in there. The greyhounds drift off the track. He barges his way through and just goes bang late.
Any reason to recap that race, we will do so anytime an opportunity presents. Before we move on from Palawa King, what do you make of his preparation into this race? He obviously returned the racing at Dubbo, then he had a hit out at Wentworth Park Saturday just gone.
Look, I consider Jack Smith one of the best trainers in Australia. He's an absolute star, and he'd probably like a bit more of a preparation where he's got some consistency in racing and he's able to give him a good grounding, but that's why we're not seeing him in the Fan of Bale over the 730 metres. He took the choice to go to the 600, and he's got a great 600 metre record, and to be honest, boxes don't matter for him, but you're certainly not going to be disappointed with box number 1, particularly after watching that replay and seeing how he enjoyed getting back down to that rail.
Capable of anything, that is for sure. The next race we're going to take a look at was the Rookie Rebel Prelude, which was run at the Meadows last Saturday. Won by Paul Vortex, Smithy, but he's not the only one there that progresses to the Group 1 this week.
Yeah, it's not an exemption race into the Rookie Rebel, but the club decided to put it on to give these greyhounds a chance to audition. And the likes of Paul Vortex probably wasn't being thought of much as a Rookie Rebel contender, but he dominates from box number 1. Stomping's in the race as well. It was in the race last year too, and you could argue he's going better. And then the dog that I think is worth highlighting as well, Warm Cockles, at the start of that race, trying to get across from box 8. First crack at a bend start, just got absolutely skittled and will show plenty of improvement, particularly in the latter half of the race. But it was all Paul Vortex and Stomping who got the favours from the map on Saturday night.
It's now time to highlight one of the big guns, and the greyhound who is going for back-to-back Rookie Rebels, that is Raiders Guide. And what have you made of his preparation, Smithy, going into this race as self-appointed chairman of his fan club?
I am absolutely the chairman of his fan club. This is him winning last year's edition of the Rookie Rebel. Back-to-back has been the theme of the night so far. The Australian Cup with Tim Zoo and now this bloke. He's drawn wide again, which is no disadvantage to him. We saw in this replay Box number 7 was Stomping, who's in the race again, managed to give him a bit of a card across into the race, and I'm hoping that he can get that from Zipping Kai, who we'll talk about shortly, but he just takes over and dominates and runs one of the fastest times of the year last year. He's a proper animal. He's had a bit of a checkered preparation leading up to this, but there's no questioning his class.
Zipping Kai is a Group 1 winner in her own right, and track and distance as well. I mean, her form's been mixed coming into this period of time, Smithy. When she's won, she's done so very well, and of course most recently at Sandown over the sprint last week.
Yeah, absolutely. This is box 2, and this is winning the Hume Cup, the other 600 metre Group 1 for the year at the Meadows, which was up back in November, and the key to her race was her early speed. Out after her now is Ethanol Volume, who we do see in this field as well. He likes to shift up the track a little bit. He's got box 2. Zipping Kai's got to come across from box 6, but she has the early speed to do it, and she might not be running home as well come this time of year as she was leading into this Hume Cup, but if she's on the improve and she can keep it going, she's going to be hard to beat, particularly if she can cart across that field.
And what about the likely winner? I said you're the chairman and leading the committee of the Raiders Guide fan club, and you've got him on top.
I feel like it'd be against my religion if I start tipping against Raiders Guide. He's an absolute superstar. He just does everything right. He's bomb-proof. He's got early speed. His mid-race pace is off the charts, and he can run home well as well. He's a Group 1 winner over 700, and he's a Group 1 winner over 600 as well. And I think Zipping Kai is the key to his race. If Zipping Kai can come out running that 890 first sectional like we know she can, then Raiders Guide's going to get a beautiful run into it.
I'm tipping Warm Cockles. I mean, you could basically put a line through his run last Saturday night. He was cleaned up early. After that, he wasn't too bad, but I love the draw that he's come up with Palawa King in 1, who's not going to show a stack of speed. Ethanol Volume the same in box 2. Shake It Off from box 4. Under pressure can move off the track. So I just think for Warm Cockles, if he's to step away well, he's well and truly a winning chance in this rookie Rebel. So there's a wrap for the Group 1 over the 600 metres this Saturday night at the Meadows. We'll take a break and back with the Fana Bale Stayers.